The newest Battle Royale sensation is Apex Legends, a first-person survival shooter developed by Respawn and published by Electronic Arts. Debuting this past February 4th, the game has already gotten a ton of hype, including the attention of some major streamers. It's considered a spin-off of the Titanfall series but does not contain any titans or wall-running mechanics, and brings a new modern twist to the Battle Royale genre that will have sci-fi enthusiasts quite inclined to pick up their controllers and give it a shot. So today we are counting down the top 10 reasons to be excited for Apex Legends, and fear not, we are not being biased against other battle royales. With that in mind, let's get to it. And at number 10, it's polished. For starters, as we mentioned in our intro, Apex Legends comes from Respawn, and is very much a standalone title despite having ties to Titanfall. Those who have played the game will notice that it's quite polished and detailed in a way that other Battle Royale games lack. Now, this could be simply because of Respawn's intensive history working on quality games like the Titanfall franchise, but many who have played it say it feels like it makes Battle Royale titles like Fortnite feel much more shallow in comparison. It also has an air of originality to it, but a few familiar mechanics that those who play games like Overwatch will pick up on. Up next, number 9, choose your legend. Apex Legends is a class-based game. You've got a group of heroes known as legends that you choose from, which all fit into 4 different categories of playstyles: offensive, defensive, support, and recon. Currently, there are 8 legends to choose from, with the offensive category having the most selection, and recon only having 1 legend to choose. But the game is still expanding, and as seasons go by, expect the roster to grow significantly. In addition to that, each character has their own ultimate ability. For example, Wraith, one of those offensive characters, has an ability that feels a little bit like Tracer's from Overwatch, which allows Wraith to create a 2-way teleportation portal that lasts for 1 minute. There's also some phasing. In that vein, some have compared the legends to the roster of characters in Overwatch, having as much charm as those characters do. That being said though, there is a lot of diversity between the two games in terms of the characters on Apex Legends' current roster, so don't worry, it definitely ain't a copycat. Moving on to number 8, teamwork. Each match that you play in Apex Legends involves teamwork. You are part of a 3-player squad. The match has 20 squads in total, but as your team you each choose a legend that combined will hopefully lead to a winning mix. More on that choosing factor though in our next number. Because of this 3-player squad dynamic, there are no solo or duo matches. So if you're the kind of gamer who enjoys playing solos in other titles like Fortnite, you might be a tad disappointed. Although because of our next number, those who prefer solos because of the solidarity or the intimidation of voice chat in squads might actually dig this game. And at 7, no voice chat. One of the biggest draws to some gamers is that despite being a squad-based game, you don't have to hop on voice chat. As news site The Verge put it, I quote, "You can be antisocial and still have a lot of fun." And hey, that can sometimes be incredibly appealing, especially if you're a gamer that doesn't want to deal with the often negative chatter that can occur on voice chat. Rather than making voice chat a necessity in order to communicate with your teammates, like in Overwatch for example, the game switches things up. At the start of a match, you begin with the character select menu, and it randomly selects who out of your squad picks their character first. So for example, say you get to choose last and your team doesn't have a healer yet. You may be more inclined to select that character whose abilities pertain to that if you want a solid chance of winning. Now when you're dropped into the map, one player on your team is randomly selected to choose where you go. Other players can chime in by pinging suggestions. And that's where communication comes in. The pinging system is a simplified way of communicating with your teammates, and a critical mechanic of the game. It's also super effective, but more on that in a sec. And at 6, get your stream on. Critics and news sites are predicting that Apex Legends is going to make a huge splash in the video game streaming industry. There's even talk of it having potential to become an esport. But right now, the real bonus is that it's new, meaning those who have an established following playing games like Fortnite might not be so easily inclined to hop over to a new game for risk of losing their following. I mean, unless you're someone like Ninja who will have an audience regardless of what he plays. That means there's a whole lot of opportunity to grow your streams by hopping on Apex Legends while the game is still brand spanking new. And at 5, intelligent inventory. There's a few different mechanics that Apex Legends is bringing into the Battle Royale genre that have yet to be seen before. This includes something really nifty called intelligent inventory. What's that? Well, this feature will automatically attach gear or equipment to the appropriate weapons when players pick them up. It's a time saver essentially, and expedites some of the equipping chunkiness that other Battle Royale games struggle with when it comes to, well, inventory. And at 4, smart comms. Remember how we were discussing pinging earlier? Well, that's where smart comms come in. Smart comms are a new Battle Royale feature that the game has introduced that allows you and your teammates to ping the location of useful items to one another. Say for example, you find a health pack and you don't need it. You can ping your teammates about it though, and they'll get an alert telling them what the item is and where they can find it. The smart comms also allow you to ping your teammates about a direction you should go in, which can help when you realize that your fellow squad members don't realize which way the storm is coming. Although the game doesn't refer to it as a storm, rather it's a circular play area that simply closes in. In at 3, respawn beacons. The third brand new feature that Apex Legends is introducing to the genre is respawn beacons. These are single-use locations that allow players to bring their teammates back to life using their legend banner. So how does this work? After a teammate goes down, you have a limited and short period of time to revive them by grabbing their tag before it expires. 90 seconds to be exact. Your character can approach their body and instead of looting it, they'll grab the tag and lift it up for you to see. Then you need to find a respawn beacon. Those look like little red tripods with green light shooting out of them on your map. Run up to one of them with the tag and interact with it for a few seconds and your friend will be back. What makes this a more difficult process though to execute is that most of the beacons are out in the open, leaving you vulnerable. And when your teammate drops to the ground, they'll have no gear, meaning you should probably loot their body as soon as you grab the tag. And then when they land, you can bring them back to speed. And at number 2, the why. Another big reason why so many players have been inclined to try out Apex Legends is that it finally does something that other popular battle royale genre games don't really do. Fortunately, we are talking about Fortnite and Battlegrounds here. It answers why the battle royale is happening in the first place. Oh, what a concept. Set 30 years after the events of Titanfall 2, the world of the game has a dystopian competition called Apex, in which combatants, aka the Legends, compete for glory. You get the full story in the opening cinematic of the game and the tutorial. And finally, in at number 1, it's free to play. If there was ever a reason to try out a new game, it's because it's free. Oh, sweet $0 free to play. Respawn has stated that they're committed to making the game a proper live service game, like Fortnite, with ongoing updates, patches, and of course seasons, with those seasons lasting 3 months at a time. Some are speculating that this means new game modes could be introduced, which could bring to life some features that the game does not currently offer, like a larger group of players facing off against one another. Right now, with the 20 squads per match, that means there's 60 players in total on one server rather than the 100 that we often see in other battle royale titles. It's also worth noting that many critics have found the game to be quite similar to Call of Duty Blackout, in the way that the title feels like it's edging more towards realism, from the way that combat occurs to even the game's scavenging tactics. The first season of Apex Legends is set to be released in March of this year, and battle passes will be available for players too. So there we have it, friends. Critics are raving about Apex Legends. Now, do you think it's a game that you'll try out? Do you think it has the chops to surpass Fortnite in popularity? Or do you think the sci-fi Titanfall based universe is just too niche? Give us a shout in those comments below and share your opinion. If you dug this video, spread the love, hit that like button, and for more lists just like this one, be sure to subscribe to Top 10 Gaming. In the meantime though, thanks for watching. I'll catch you all in the next video.